The other day.
The following is a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports. It's time for Pierre Governor Basketball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Pierre Governor Basketball is brought to you in part by Rising Hope Counseling, Bank West, Fisher Rounds, Billion Auto, AGE, Capital City Ford, Lincoln and Toyota, and Envirotech.
Back out for Barry. How about another one for Barry? You betcha! You betcha! 3 threes in the corner for Ryan Barry. She's got 23 tonight.
And by American Family Insurance, Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, River Bottom Sanitation, CHS River Plains, Wheelhouse Auto Body, Edward Jones Financial, and Allied Plumbing and Heating.
And that pass is stolen away. Here is Keatles wide open. Whitfield slam for Lincoln Keatles. And a timeout taken by Coach Wilhelm.
Here Governor Basketball is also brought to you by Ferding Electric, Gales Gas, First Dakota National Bank, Faith Lutheran, Lamb Motors, James Pharmacy, and B&B Equipment.
Tipped out. Terwilliger gets the rebound. They will foul her one more time. With 9.2 to go.
And just listen to him.
And what an atmosphere it was tonight here at Riggs High School.
And by Oahe Federal Credit Union, Anderson Rumsa Dental, Todd's Electric, Graham Tire, Avera, and the South Dakota Office of the Attorney General Division of Consumer Protection. And now with the call, KCCR award-winning sports director, John Winkler.
And a good evening as we welcome you here to Riggs High School as the Pierre Governors take on the Brandon Valley Lynx as the Govs are looking for their second straight win in as many days here this week, or as in 3 days, as the Govs take on the Lynx. Govs at 7-3. Brandon Valley, as we welcome in Blake Dean, at 3-3, have not played in almost 2 weeks. The 2 Saturdays ago, January 6th was the last time that this Brandon Valley team played. Their weekend was canceled last weekend against Sturgis and Spearfish. Now they play here this evening. And Blake, 3-3 at this point in the season. It's not a bad spot to be at with only 3 losses, but only having 3 wins, only 6 games. There's a lot of games down the stretch, but a lot of rust could be seen from Brandon Valley here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. We could see 2 very different outcomes, John. You could see a Brandon Valley team that comes out tonight, looking like they haven't played in 2 weeks, trying to shake off the rust. Or we could, on the flip side, see a Brandon Valley team that's really coming out refreshed and, with pretty fresh legs. And that could be a test against the Governor team that, their last game on the contrary was only 2 nights ago against the Douglas Patriots. So we'll see how Brandon Valley comes out. I'm guessing probably right away it'll take them maybe a quarter or so to shake off the rust here, just get back into basketball shape. But, those fresh legs may come into handy those last 3 quarters of the ball game.
And we're going to talk with Coach Brandon Kusler about the start of this game. And I asked that question a lot, and different reasons factor into having a good start, because you always want to have a good start. But in a game like this, Blake, how important can a good start be for the Governors? Can you see them putting this game out of reach in the first quarter because of how Brandon Valley, few games they've played and how long ago it has been since they played?
I think it's got to be the point of emphasis right away, John. You're spot on in the fact that the Govs can make this a late night early, as the great Yogi Berra used to say. They can really get ahead of Brandon Valley, like we talked about. It's going to take Brandon a while to shake off the rust after having not played for a couple of weeks, and Pierre will look to kind of jumpstart the offense right away and put this thing out of reach early. But never count out a Brandon Valley team that, looking at their schedule, they do have some quality wins over Thunder Basin out of Wyoming. They did beat Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Roosevelt only has 2 losses on the season, and one of them came at the hands of the Brandon Valley Lynx. So not a team to be overlooked by any means, no matter how long it's been since they last played, especially when you've got a guy in Josh Olthoff, their senior center at 6'8", who's going to be the focal point of their offense that they can dump it down to and let the big man work. And, Jet Zabel gives up about 2 inches to Josh Olthoff, and it's going to be a battle down low all night between those two guys, and I can't wait for it. It'll be a raucous atmosphere here at Briggs High School here in Pierre.
And last year, these two teams met in Brandon Valley. Was the Lynx that got a buzzer-beating win off of a rebound tip-in to get the win over the Governors last year in Brandon Valley. We will return and we'll talk with Coach Brandon Kusler of the Pierre Governor boys basketball team coming up here in just a couple minutes. It is the Governors and the Brandon Valley Lynx. A snowy, cold evening here at Riggs High School. We'll talk with the head coach of the Governors coming up next, back in 3 minutes, as you're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball on KCCR and watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
We all want to be happy, but sometimes that doesn't feel possible. But if you have hope, you have everything. Rising Hope Counseling provides high-quality mental health services with locations across South Dakota. Additionally, by providing telehealth, we ensure South Dakota's rural residents have access to high-quality mental health services. Our team lives and works in your communities, and we understand the unique challenges we face. Schedule an appointment by phone or online today. Rising Hope Counseling, offering hope, healing, and change.
We might not be the largest repair shop in town, but we take pride in what we do. We want to make the experience as painless as possible for you, so we will work with your insurance company on your claim from beginning to the end. Locally owned with 50 years combined in the shop, Wheelhouse Auto Body will take the stress off of you. Wheelhouse Auto Body at 720 North Garfield, or contact them at 605-494-0436, 605-494-0436, or wheelhouseautobody@gmail.com.
This winter, sip on a delicious hot cocoa and lose yourself in the grace of a fresh falling snow before you smash that hot mug on the driveway and join First Dakota to bank some noise for winter sports. Stomp for block shots, holler for match-sealing takedowns, and go berserk for a perfect dismount. Let's give the home team all we've got. Bank some noise with us at First Dakota National Bank. Open a new account online today at firstdakota.com, member FDIC.
River Bottom Sanitation, your locally owned waste management company serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre communities. Contact River Bottom Sanitation for your residential and commercial pickups. Now River Bottom Sanitation is your source for all your roll-off needs. River Bottom Sanitation in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Give them a call for pricing at 605-222-1120. River Bottom Sanitation. That's 605-222-1120.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back, the sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebind Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
Welcome you back to the pregame show here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Join me as Coach Brandon Kusler. And, Coach, you get a chance to take on Brandon Valley today. A little bit of question of if we were going to play, but overall we're here, we're ready to get going. And it's got to feel nice for you guys to not have to worry about, maybe for you as a coach, you'd like to have another extra day of practice. But for these guys, it's probably going to feel pretty good to be able to have this game today and get back on the court.
Yes, absolutely. You know, Tuesday was a good little game for us to kind of get back into the swing of things after not playing for a week and having quite a bit of practices. And, you know, this morning that shoot around, of course, not knowing what this weather was going to bring and what the road conditions were going to be. And there was certainly that question mark as far as if this game was going to be played tonight. And so when we told the boys that, of course, I followed up with, well, we'll have practice still. And of course, their response is, let's play the game, because they didn't want to have practice tonight. They wanted to play. So they're chomping at the bit to get back on the court and compete against a really talented Brandon Valley team.
Well, and this Brandon Valley team, it's hard to kind of judge where they're at. 3-3 on the season. They've only played 6 games, haven't played in a week and a half, almost 2 weeks at this point. So now when you guys get ready for this game, there's probably several factors, but one of it is, what truly is Brandon Valley? What have you seen from film on them and from almost 2 weeks ago?
Right, and that's just it. I mean, they have not played in a while, so you never know how a team is going to come out. They can come out guns a-blazing, or they can come out a little bit flat. And, of course, we're hoping for the flat side of things. But, at the end of the day, we've got to control what we can. And tendency-wise, their guards play very similar, all of them across the board, and their posts play very similar across the board. They're extremely disciplined. They play hard defensively. Their guards can do just about everything. They can attack. They'll hit some kick in, kick out. They're not going to try and do too much. And we've got to do the same. We need to rely on our tendencies, rely on our principles defensively and make sure that we're not giving up anything easy because we're being undisciplined. They'll hit a lot of give and go actions where if we're not jumping direction and bumping cutters through, then we're going to be out of place. So that's something that just those little things that end up making a big difference against a disciplined team like Brandon. And then they're going to get out and defend us. But I think we match up well against them. They've got Josh Altoff inside is one of the best bigs in the state, and he does a lot of good things around the rim. We've got to really limit his touches and make things difficult inside while pressuring the guards on the perimeter to be able to so it's not so easy to throw it inside to him.
Well, in this game, I always ask a lot, what's a key to a good start? You always want to have a good start. But in the game like this, when the weather was the way it is, they have not played in almost 2 weeks. That's probably a key to a good start is keep them down, keep them flat. Maybe when they show Russ is take an early advantage. And then on top of that, too, is being able to, with the way the weather is, maybe they're not mentally focused and ready to go. So how key is a good start tonight? I think it's a huge thing for us, and that's something that I feel like we've been pretty solid at in improving throughout the year. Is when we do end up subbing or anything like that, I think we've been off to pretty solid starts. I think we could improve that still, having better first quarters, and just getting ourselves. I always say settling in, but not settling. We want to make sure that we're not rushing things, not obviously just going through the motions either, and finding that happy medium there and playing our game, controlling our side of things. Tonight is, I think, whoever can win the glass and win the paint is going to come out victorious, and we've got to make sure that we're doing our thing to be able to do that. Well, that might be the answer to this last question, too. What's the biggest key for the Governors to get a win tonight? Keeping Brandon off of the offensive glass. They'll crash hard, sometimes with all five guys, so everybody's got to do their job in clearing that board. And then dictating tempo. I think we're going to have an advantage in the run game, and that may force some of them to go back rather than crash in offensively, but dictating that tempo and really just playing our game and settling into what we want to do. Well, Coach, I appreciate the time as always. Good luck tonight. Thank you. As head coach Brianna Kuso, the Pierre Governors, back with more of the pre.
Likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Look, it's no secret that owning a vehicle can cause a lot of stress, and they get a lot of wear and tear on them through the extreme seasons we've grown to love. Graham Tire wants you to know that you can trust them with any problem that you have with your vehicle. Their ASE certified mechanics can make your AC cool again, or even just change your oil. They can look into and fix those noises that seem to come from nowhere and have you stressed out. Bring your car to Graham Tire so they can put your mind at ease. Graham Tire, your tire store next door.
We can look back at the game and see how we came to our position. This is Pastor Sam from Faith Lutheran Church. We can also look back at our lives and see how we got to where we are today. If you're in a tough spot, or if things are going great, I encourage you to try this approach. Call a timeout. Get some advice from the best possible coach, from your loving God. Join us at Faith Lutheran Church for worship, where you'll hear God's plan for the game.
We're Faith Lutheran and we are glad you're here.
As we welcome you back here, the Pierre Governors and the Brandon Valley Lynx coming up from Ricks High School in just a couple of minutes. And Blake, before we get to that final commercial break, before we get to the starters and the opening tip, your thoughts on the biggest key for the Governors to pick up a win tonight?
I think biggest thing is going to be stacking the paint, John, against Josh Oltoff, the 6'8 center from Brandon Valley. The offense goes through him as far as their offense is concerned. So packing the paint defensively. Rebounding is going to be key, both defensively, specifically defensive rebounding, although the Govs have been, they've kind of made their bread and butter on the offensive rebounding side of the ball this year. But I think defensive rebounding, packing the paint defensively, forcing Brandon to hit some outside shots. And then on the offensive end, getting some post touches to Jet Zabel and allowing Jet Zabel to kick it back out towards the perimeter, hitting some perimeter shots. Govs put a lot of emphasis on the mid-range jump shot as well against Douglas. Let's see if that carries over to tonight as well.
The Pierre Governors and the Brandon Valley Lynx coming up from Ricks High School. We will step aside for 2 minutes. Make that 3 minutes. When we come back, we've got starting lineups and opening tip back in 3 minutes here on KCCR. You're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Wondering what to do with the pitted and rutted drive? B&B Equipment will get you covered. Wanting to put something down the ground? B&B Equipment will put a hole in your project. Need to even up that property? B&B Equipment can fill that need. B&B Equipment can deliver all your gravel and material needs. B&B Equipment is here for all your excavation needs. Contact B&B Equipment, 224-6727. A contractor here for you. That's B&B Equipment, 224-6727.
Why am I so sore? There are everyday moments.
Whoa, hey, hold the ladder! Hold the ladder! Yeah, that hurt.
And there are epic moments.
Slide! College! Class of 1995!
When a moment creates a health need, visit the experts at Avera Orthopedics. We're moving health forward so you can tell the story. Learn more at avera.org/orthopedics.
Refined design, remarkable capabilities. The Ford Edge at Capital City Ford delivers everyone and everything in style and comfort. Bold and aggressive on the outside, lavish with lots of tech on the inside. This SUV does a whole lot more than haul groceries. Travel with confidence when purchasing your all-new Ford Edge from Capital City Ford. And for a limited time, qualified buyers can purchase at 0.9% APR for 60 months. Check out their full vehicle lineup at CapitalCityFord.com. Capital City Ford in Pierre.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your healthcare is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
People helping people. Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do. Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
And we welcome you back here as the Pierre Governors are in the Brandon Valley Lynx set for tip-off. As we look at our starting lineups, first for the Brandon Valley Lynx, it'll be number 2, Briggs Knutson, a 5'8" sophomore guard. Number 5, Landon Delaney, a 6'1" junior guard. Aiden Zur wears number 10, 6'2" junior forward. Braden Miller, the 5'10" junior guard, wearing number 20. And as Blake has talked about a couple times, Josh Altoff, the big guy, 6'8", senior center, wearing number 44 for the Brandon Valley Lynx. It's going to be hard to miss him on the floor. For the Pierre Governors, it is going to be Luke Olson, the 5'11" junior guard. Jed Zabel will get the start again, the 6'5" senior forward. Cade Kaiser, the 6'2" senior guard. Dawson Getz, the 6'3" junior guard. And for the second straight game, Miles Doyle will get his second start of the season, the 6'1" senior guard. So for the Brandon Valley Lynx again, it is Knutson, Delaney, Zur, Miller, and Altoff. For the Governors, it is Olson, Zabel, Kaiser, Getz, and Doyle. And we are set for tip-off as you're listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station, right at 7 o'clock. Glad you're with us here on KCCR and also on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Blake, I think there was a lot of question throughout the entire day if we're going to have some basketball tonight. And the good news is, the answer to that question is, we are going to have some basketball tonight. And we're looking forward to a good game.
Absolutely. And you're right in the fact that, throughout the course of the day, weather was very, up in the air as far as whether Brandon was going to be able to get here for tonight's game. But the weather was able to hold off, and Brandon was able to get here safely. So we do have basketball action, ESD basketball action for you here tonight from TF Riggs High School here in the capital city.
Governors wearing the white jerseys with the Brandon Valley Lynx wearing their black jerseys. The tip-off is won by Cade Kaiser, and it will be for now Miles Doyle. Throw right side, Luke Olson. Governors with the first possession here. Kaiser on the right wing again without that long flowing hair that he normally has. That pass is tipped and then stolen away. Dawson Getz, he'll turn it over, and Brandon Valley will get the ball. Their first possession now after the turnover by the Governors. 7:35 to go here in the first quarter. It is no score. First possession here for Brandon Valley. Lob pass for Altoff. That one went high up in the air, and Altoff was able to catch, put off the glass and in, and Brandon Valley strikes first. They're up 2-0.
Yeah, just get the ball down low to the big fellow. Let him work. That's what Brandon's bread and butter is going to be here early.
Jed Zabel on the right wing, starts to drive, pulls up, fadeaway shot against Altoff, and it just bounces off the rim, and it'll be controlled here by the Lynx. A couple of empty possessions here for the Governors. They're 0 for 1 from the field to start things off, as it is Delaney here for the Brandon Valley Lynx. Hard pass to the left side, now dumping it low again for Altoff. He had a backdoor feed for Delaney, didn't take it. Instead, Altoff went underneath the basket, missed the shot off the bottom of the rim, and the rebound's grabbed by Cade Kaiser. Good job defensively for the Governors. Now back the other way for Zabel, who throws it off the glass with some contact, and the Governors tie it up 2-2. Brandon Valley goes right back down the floor. They have no time to wait. It is Braden Miller for 3 that's missed, and Miles Doyle will grab the rebound. And the Governors have a chance to take their first lead.
Quick pace here so far for both teams, John. Both teams looking to push the pace here early.
It is Kaiser on the right wing. Bounce pass underneath for Zabel. He'll go around Altoff. That shot's too far off, and the rebound is grabbed by Brandon Valley. Zabel was maybe looking for some contact, but didn't get a foul called against the Lynx. It is Delaney here for the Brandon Valley Lynx. Left wing, works it back to middle of the floor. 6:05 to go here in the first quarter. Top of the key for Aiden Zur. Zur will look to his left. Everybody's moved to his right, so now Delaney will catch and will swing it to the right side for Knutson. Now back as it's Miller looking inside. Shot clock down to 4. Altoff, ball's tipped away. He tries to save it, does not, and it will be out of play and a turnover by the Brandon Valley Lynx.
Nice job there by Miles Doyle on the defensive end. Pressuring Oltoff caused him to fumble the ball a little bit. He tried to save it. Ball hits on the end line after Oltoff touches it last. Governor ball possession won there by Miles Doyle.
It is Dawson Getz here for the Governors. Top of the free throw line. Kate Kaiser, the jumper, rattles home for Kaiser, who had himself a strong night on Tuesday, scoring nearly 20 points against Douglas, picking up where he left off. 4-2 lead, first lead of the ball game for the Governors.
And Cade Kaiser's really worked on that mid-range jump shot, and he's making those with a lot of consistency right now.
Shot off of the glass and missed from number 2 in Knudsen. Now the pass from Getz, another turnover. Picked up by Delaney. He lost control of the ball, but was able to recover in time to get the layup and tie the game at 4.
Landon Delaney is an excellent wide receiver, John, for the Brandon Valley Lynx. You're probably going to see him getting some Division I offers on the football side next year as Luke Olson takes a handoff from Jet Zabel and the ball dribbles out of bounds. Brandon Valley will retain possession here with 4:54 to go here in the first quarter, tied up at 4 apiece.
Already the third turnover by the Governors. 4:54 to go in quarter number 1 as the first subs come in the ball game for the Brandon Valley Lynx. As it is number 4 with it, Brady Wells, who's just checked in the ball game, along with also Mac Mayen. It'll be on the left side. That pass goes back around, and then we'll get an offensive foul. No, 3-second violation against the Brandon Valley Lynx that will turn the ball over back to the Pierre Governors. Thought maybe it was an offensive foul and a legal screen, but instead it is a turnover by Brandon Valley with a 3-second violation. And with 4.5 to go in the first quarter, Governors can retake the lead on this possession. Olsen underneath Getz was wide open. The shot, though, partially blocked and a late foul called against the Lynx. That one's going to go against Delaney. And one of the few guys that stayed in the lineup coming up from those subs. And Dawson Getz will go to the free throw line where the Governors, as a team, shoot the ball really fairly well. Almost 70% for the free throw line as a team. They've won games at the free throw line so far this season.
Yeah, they have, and as Dawson sinks the first one there, he'll have another one on the way. They have won games, and their 7-3 record is a testament to really how well they've shot the ball from the free throw line. Getz goes 1 of 2 on that trip.
So here's Brandon Valley down 5-4. As the handoff will come over, it'll be Mayen now back out top for Hayden Anderson. Now again on the left wing, pass goes underneath Mayen. That shot is missed. The rebound's tipped and grabbed by Doyle. And the Governors get that stop defensively. Now can add and get their largest lead here in the first quarter. 5-4. That pass trying to skip it through a couple players. Zabel threw it at the rim, missed the shot, but the rebound's offline, off the hands of Brandon Valley. And it stays with the Governors with 3:53 to go here in the first quarter.
Govs may have caught a break there. To me, it looked like that was off the hands of Zabel, but the Govs will retain possession here.
It is Zabel on the right wing, inside for Kaiser. Tries a drive, leaves it for Olsen, who will work it back out to the wing. Olsen crosses over behind the back, lays it off the glass, got it to go, and a foul. And Olsen's at the line, chance for a three-point play, and the Governors lead at 7-4.
Luke Olsen does so many of the little things that, may not necessarily show up on the score sheet every night, John, but this kid just knows how to play basketball. That was a fantastic move to lose his defender with a behind-the-back dribble, get into the paint. He's listed at under 6 foot, but he's not afraid to go in there, get into the painted area as he sinks the free throw to make it an 8-4 ball game, and put the ball off the glass, absorb the contact, put it through, and finish the three-point play for Pierre.
Tyan Buss has checked in. He's defending number 4, Brady Wells, right now. He checked in for Doyle. That is Mayen that will get around and will get a shot with the left hand. And it's 8-6. The lead cut in half with 3:17 to go here in the first quarter. Olsen for the Governors in the zone defense by Brandon Valley. That pass is tipped and goes out of play and stays with the Governors as Cooper Twilliger will check in for Pierre. And Braden Miller's back in for Brandon Valley. Is able to take a breather. And Briggs Knudsen will check out. Just 2 fouls so far in this first quarter, both by Brandon Valley. So the Governors don't have anybody worrying about foul trouble right now. As Dawson Getz nearly travels. He's as he'll lob it for Terwilliger underneath, comes back out for Getz, who will drive in, floats it to the basket, gets it to fall. Dawson Getz now with 3 points, and the Governors lead at 10-6.
Nice job of penetration into the middle by Getz off of the feed from Terwilliger. Defense collapsed on Terwilliger in the paint, kind of like I talked about at the top of the broadcast, John. Passed out from the post, and Getz was able to take it into the lane and put it up and in on the floater. Delaney misses the fadeaway jump shot from about 12 feet on the other end, and we get a tie-up on the rebound. Lynx retained possession on the jump ball.
There's actually a foul committed by Luke Olson.
Oh, okay.
That'll be his first, as the first team foul by the Governors as well, with 2:40 to go here in the first quarter. So right baseline inbound here for the Brandon Valley Lynx. A hard pass in for Mahan, who somehow was able to get a hold of it, but missed the shot as it rolls around. And then Mahan will foul Doyle on the rebound attempt. It'll be the third team foul by the Brandon Valley Lynx. And with 2:35 to go, the Governors will eventually get the ball and get a defensive stop against Brandon Valley.
Yeah, Mahan hit every part of the rim there, just didn't go down. You maybe think that that's a shot that just is unfortunate for Brandon, but I think that was just bad luck there.
Ty Buss will drive baseline. Almost got partially pushed out of play. He throws it back out to midcourt. Luke Olson will work it back over to Buss now in the corner. Now it's back to Olson. He'll turn. I don't know how he was able to step through there. Then Buss will throw it up, thinking the shot clock was about to run out. He'll give it back out with an offensive rebound from Terwilliger. Now Buss underneath will kick it in the corner for Doyle as he'll spin move in, and he traveled and will turn it over. Those two big steps there for Miles Doyle. Coach Brandon Kusser immediately got up from her crouch and was saying, wait a second here. It looked like he did that legally, but the referee on the far side of the court says that's a travel in the fourth Governor turnover.
Yeah, maybe just a little too big on the steps there. Can't count one of those as a gather maybe for Miles Doyle there, but a good effort nonetheless. And we're going to get maybe a moving screen and an offensive foul on number 4 for Brandon Valley. That will be Brady Wells, the 5'10 senior.
So Wells will pick up his first foul. That's a turnover for Brandon Valley, their third of the quarter, and now the fourth team foul as well. Althoff will check back in with 1:44 to go here in quarter number 1. The Governors still lead at 10-6. The ball was poked away by Dawson Getz, and the referee immediately blew the whistle thinking it was a foul on Getz, but ended up being away from the ball when that foul was committed. Luke Olson again, this zone defense for Brandon Valley, they're encouraging Luke Olson to kind of drive in, and then they collapse all over him. Now it's going to be Kaiser. Pass underneath for Terwilliger. He's trying to get the shot away. That shot is partially blocked, and then we get a foul committed against Terwilliger with 1:15 remaining here in the quarter, and that's the second team foul against the Govs, first one against Terwilliger.
Yeah, good ball movement there by the Govs on that possession, but unfortunately just not able to finish there. Defense collapsed on Terwilliger and puts a shot up, gets blocked, and the ball ends up last touching him out of bounds. Brandon Valley basketball.
So Delaney now with it here for Brandon Valley. 10-6 with American Family Insurance. Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. And a pass will go over on the left side. It's Mahan that will catch in the corner. Back out to the wing for Miller. They'll swing it right side for Delaney. And a pass will come out to the corner. Zabel had to start to fall over. He tripped over his own feet, and Aiden Zerl was left wide open and buries the first 3 of the ball game to make it 10-9 with under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Zabel, go ahead.
I was just going to say this zone defense is really, forcing the Govs to penetrate, and Brandon's staying in the ball game as a result.
It is Zabel now on the right elbow. That jumper is missed. It was short. The rebound is going to be off the hands of Brandon Valley, and it stays with the Govs, who will get they don't get a fresh shot clock. They just get the shot clock turned off with 26.4 to go. And so they can hold for the final shot and take a first quarter lead over Brandon Valley. Olson will inbound out top for Cooper Terwilliger. Now for Zabel, who will walk it back out towards midcourt. 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. Govs lead it by 1. Zabel starts to wink his way in. They've moved to a man-to-man defense here for Brandon Valley. It's down to 10. Olson, he'll start to drive. He'll step back, kick it over for Doyle. Down to 3 seconds. Lost the ball, gets it back down to 2. Doyle throws up the buzzer and missed the shot. And that will end the first quarter with the Governors leading 10-9 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. We'll return in a minute, start the second quarter after this. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball on KCCR. Watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
When you're looking for quality trash pickup services, look no further than Envirotech. 6 days a week, their trucks are on the road picking up trash, even holidays. They're also the place to contact for recycling services. Their friendly, professional staff is ready to assist with weekly pickups or even special pickups. Check out the website at EnvirotechWaste.com. Envirotech is locally operated. Call 224-4804. Envirotech Waste Services in Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates. At your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
As we welcome you back here, the Pierre Governors, they lead at 10-9 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. Joe Wickler alongside Blake Dean on this chilly Thursday evening. Glad you're with us on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Blake, you look pretty cold coming in from outside. It's a little cold out there, and it's nice to be in this nice warm gym.
Agreed, especially with the body heat radiating off of everybody else in here. I'm glad there's central heat, but we probably wouldn't need it with as many people are in the gym right now.
Althoff is underneath the basket. He's able to find his man to pass it to Aiden Zur, who was left wide open. As Zur's now got 5, and Brandon Valley retakes the lead 11-10. That was just a case of playing good defense and then forgetting where your man was at towards the end of that possession. And as Dawson gets here for the Governors, right side for Miles Doyle. Back to that 2-3 zone for the Brandon Valley Lynx. That pass tipped. It's going to be stolen away. The pass now over as it will be Knudsen that missed the shot. The rebound, though, is picked back up by Zur, and the putback is good. And it's a 13-10 lead for Brandon Valley. Governors waste no time to get right back down the floor. Olsen to the elbow for Zabel, lobs it for Kaiser. As the man fell down, Kaiser had to go into the corner to pick it up, and then a pass deflected that will stay with the Pierre Governors with 6:56 to go in the first half.
This 2-3 is really giving the Govs fits right now, John, as Sunshine checks in for Getz here. But you're right. This 2-3 zone is really throwing the Govs for a loop, and they're really struggling right now to find an answer for this Brandon Valley zone.
Olsen will inbound for Kaiser as they'll work it back out to the point for Zabel. Now Olsen again. Governors down by 3, 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Kaiser for Olsen. It is down to 5 on the shot clock. Olsen now for Kaiser again. Pump fakes, got to get it up. Missed the shot. The rebound's grabbed by Althoff, who lobs it out top. And then a bounce pass. He'll have to come back out for a 3. That was an air ball from Zur. He was trying for 7 points in a row, and then we get a charge the other way as Jet Zabel will drive in to Briggs Knudsen and pick up the foul and the turnover for the Governors.
Yeah, Jet Zabel just playing a little bit too out of control there. I know he wants to push the pace. He had Doyle streaking on the other side, but you don't have numbers there. 3 were back on defense for Brandon. 2 were only coming down on offense on the break for Pierre. That's one where you just kind of got to slow it up a little bit.
Althoff will catch underneath. He'll throw off the glass against the shorter Olsen, and it's a 15-10 lead now. Quick 6-0 run to start this second quarter for Brandon Valley. Sawyer Sunshine, who's checked in for the Governors. He'll catch right side. He'll pull up for 3. That one's offline. Rebound is tipped and grabbed by Brandon Valley. They push the pace again, although Olsen nearly took it back, and it will be eventually a turnover by Brandon Valley as Olsen poked the ball away. A travel was called against Knudsen, although he might have been out of bounds anyway. But the Governors do force that turnover and get the ball back, and they need it's only a 5-point game, but you want to, as the way this game has started out, it would be nice to stay within a possession if you're not going to be leading this ball game.
Absolutely, especially with the way that they've struggled against this Brandon Valley zone. Is tries to get the ball to Zabel in the far corner. Aiden Zur tips it out of bounds, and the ball will remain with the Govs.
It'll be Olsen on the right wing here, 25 on the shot clock. 5:40 to go here in the first half. Doyle out for Zabel at the top of the key. Right side gets. He'll look, he'll pass left side. Doyle, he'll pull up for three. That one's off the back iron. Rebound, it will be grabbed by Althoff. He's able to sky over everybody to pick up that board. And Brandon Valley can extend their largest lead right now. It is Delaney that will spin, pick up his dribble, finds Knutson, works it back out top, right side now for Delaney. 5:12 to go in the first half. Delaney looks, he'll kick it. Knutson now over from Zur. That pass for Althoff, it was tipped. Back out top for Knutson, long two, that rolls just off, but Delaney is there for the putback and the score. With 5:01 to go, it is now going to be a timeout taken by Coach Brandon Kusler. It's a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here on KCCR. But Blake, a now 8-0 run to start this second quarter for Brandon Valley, and I think very smart timeout by Coach Kusler, because they got to find something to stop this run Brandon Valley's on.
Yeah, you haven't been able to break the zone on defense. The zone has held firm for Brandon throughout the first 3 minutes of the quarter here in quarter number 2. And on the offensive side, they're getting a lot of second chance opportunities. Our Brandon Valley, a lot of offensive rebounds. You saw one there by Delaney. They're dumping the ball down into Althoff. He's creating, sucking the defense in, giving his guys open looks on the perimeter. Knutson missed one on the last opportunity, but, Govs are having to play to recover on the shots, and that's opening up the paint for some offensive rebounding opportunities like you saw on that one where Delaney just cleaned it up on the previous possession.
So it will be Kaiser that will get to the free throw line. His jumper is offline. The rebound is grabbed by the Brandon Valley Lynx. And on the right side, it is Delaney that will drive in, kick it back out to the corner for Wells. Works it back out to the point. As it will be now driving in is Zur. Zur's tough shots and traffic will fall. It's a full 10-0 run for the Brandon Valley Lynx to start this quarter. Governors with almost half of this quarter gone by and have yet to find the bottom of the nets. Now 19-10 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. It is Kaiser inside the paint, kicks it for Doyle. Into the corner, back out of the wing on the left side for Olsen. Now Kaiser will catch, and again this zone, that lob pass for Zabel. He is mauled and he is fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line. The Governors can get their first points of this quarter from Zabel at the line, where the Governors are 2 for 3 in that first quarter from the free throw line.
Yeah, Zabel got hacked, like you said. Althoff was all over top of him, was definitely not going to let him get a shot up cleanly. But Jett will go to the free throw line, and like you said, an opportunity to finally put some points on the board here in the second quarter.
He knocks down the first free throw and makes it 19-11. And there's something to be said, too, because we don't see a whole lot of zones of defense. It's usually man-to-man defense, maybe a matchup zone, which is more of a type of a man defense, as Zabel's second free throw will rattle its way through. And I think that just, when you don't see it, whether you prepared for it or not, when you finally see it in real game action, it's got to be an adjustment to try it, especially if the team is going to play a good zone like Brandon Valley is. As this one to be lobbed over, we'll finish that thought here in just a moment, as it'll be a foul committed by the Governor. Shot is good from Aiden Zur, as he scored 8 points in this second quarter, and the lead's 21-12. But when you play a solid zone like Brandon Valley is, it just feels, you almost feel easy to try and penetrate a little bit better than man-to-man, but everything is just so much harder when you have such a good zone defense like Brandon Valley's playing.
Yeah, the holes just look a lot smaller. The defense collapses in when you're playing a zone, because you don't have to stay with a man. You don't get as tired. You just have to guard a piece of the floor, and Brandon is doing an excellent job of that right now as Zur knocks down the free throw. 9 in the quarter, 12 for the ball game for Aiden Zur, your game high right now.
And that's the first free throw attempt by Brandon Valley in this entire basketball game, as Olsen will start to drive on the right side, kicks it over for Twilger. Baseline driving, kicks it for Doyle. Head fake, and then we'll kick it left side for Zabel. He'll try and spin, but lost the ball before he got that full spin, and it's picked up by Brandon Valley. Another turnover by the Governors, and the Lynx are starting to not really run away with this one as Zur will airball it, and then a foul committed on the rebound as Doyle grabbed it, and then he is fouled by Hayden Anderson. Now that is the second team foul of this quarter for Brandon Valley, but they've had 6 overall fouls committed by 6 different players. Nobody has got 2 fouls, and that also can be said for the Pierre Governors as well. 2 fouls in the first quarter, 2 fouls so far in the second quarter. We've had 10 different fouls by 10 different players in this game, as Olsen will have in the left wing. Again, the skip passes might be where the Governors want to try and make their living. That pass is tipped. It will stay with the Governors. It was missed to Terwilliger. He wasn't expecting it, but Brandon Valley got a hand on it, so it stays in the possession of Pierre with 18 to go on the shot clock.
Yeah, like you said, that's kind of how you beat the zone, is you dribble to the open space in the floor and, create the skip pass looks, and the Govs are really struggling with that right now.
Terwilliger tried to get that skip pass from Zabel. He was able to tip it to himself, got up with a shot and was fouled, and will go to the free throw line for 2, as this will be the Hayden Anderson's second foul in as many trips down the floor, as Terwilliger will go to the free throw line for the first time tonight. Rattles the first one in, which is a big free throw to make. Get the Governors within 9 right now. So far, no field goals with 2:59 to go in the second quarter. No field goals made in the quarter by the Governors. Just 3 for 3 from the line. And that's, again, where the Governors, well, they now go 3 for 4 from the line in this quarter. But if the Governors come back in this game, you're going to look back in this second quarter and how many free throws you made could be the difference of winning or losing, as Brandon Valley will turn the ball right back over to the Governors on a missed pass to Mahan with 2:51 to go in the quarter.
Yeah, this is going to be a big last just under 3 minutes here, John. Can the Govs claw their way back in and make this a competitive ball game before halftime?
Luke Olsen, skip pass for Zabel. He'll catch. That little alley-oop pass is missed. It was not a dunk attempt. It was just a small shot that did not fall. And now in the corner for 3 is buried by Braden Miller. And what a quick turnaround that is. A bunny that's missed by the Governors and a 3 made by Brandon Valley, and the lead's up to 12 for the Lynx. Luke Olsen to the free throw line for Terwilliger. Right side Buss. He'll get the screen from Terwilliger. The free throw line jumper is knocked down for Ty Buss. His first points of the night. Govs cut the lead to 10, 25-15. First field goal made in this quarter. Here's another 3 attempt by Miller that's missed. And it's now going to be Zabel. Runs it down the floor. Olsen for 3. Buried by Luke Olsen. They needed that one as Olsen knocks down his first triple. The Govs' first triple makes it 25-18. Pass from Delaney on the right side. Knudsen, left wing. Thought about another 3 was Miller. He'll drive in. He might have been pushed in the back, but the shot's missed regardless of no foul call. Governors grab the rebound and can cut this down to 2 possessions with the bucket. They trail it by 7 right now with 1:30 to go here in the first half. Buss back out top for Olsen. 1 dribble in, pass for Terwilliger. He wasn't ready for it, and it's grabbed by Brandon Valley. Goes up ahead, shot nearly blocked. It was missed though, and the rebound will be grabbed by the Governors. A couple of mistakes on both sides of both teams, as that pass is deflected and goes out of play with 1:12 to go. A pass that Terwilliger probably should have handled, and on the other end, a shot in the easy layup that should go in for Brandon Valley. We'll have a timeout, so we'll keep it here and give you a chance to talk here, Blake.
Well, just going back to that thought, just a couple of possessions there on both ends that, both teams had some missed opportunities, but kind of like you said, John, Govs have had a couple of opportunities here in these last couple minutes, looks at the basket that they, maybe should have had, and the one that was kind of the oop pass, like you mentioned, from Luke Olsen to Jet Zabel that Zabel missed. Brandon Valley's able to come down the other end of the floor. Braden Miller's able to hit a big 3 and make that a 5-point swing in favor of the Lynx. So Brandon really not looking like a team that has shook off much rust. They're looking like a team that's got fresh legs, and they're taking it to the Govs right now here in this first half, at least through the first approximately 15 minutes of the first half.
25-18, Governors are down by 7. They will inbound from the sideline right in front of the Brandon Valley bench. They still have 20 on the shot clock, so nothing to be in a hurry about. But there is only 1:09 to go here in the first half. Terwilliger will catch to the free throw line, kicks it to the corner for Twilliger. Skip pass, or make that Zabel. Skip pass for Buzz. Now it's Olsen that will drive all the way in. Floats it to the basket. It falls through. And Luke Olsen has pulled the Governors within 5. 25-20 with 50 seconds to go here in the first half. A stop would be big for the Governors on this possession. Brandon Valley could go 2 for 1 as well, but there's only 40 seconds to go in the quarter. Althoff just double dribbled. He got away with that double dribble as the 3 goes up and the shot's missed. Zabel will grab the rebound. Governors can hold for the final shot as there is virtually no difference between shot clock and game clock. It's on by semantics at this point, and the shot clock's still on. Down to 23 seconds to go. Governors can cut it to a possession with the made bucket of any kind. 18 seconds in the quarter. Gets out for Olsen. Down to 13 to go. Olsen stands with it. He'll get a screen from Twilliger. Pulls up for 3 for Olsen. That's offline. Gets his own rebound. He floats into the basket. Misses the shot. Twilliger's put back. It'll bounce through and miss. And it will come all the way back out. And no shot at the buzzer for the Brandon Valley Lynx. And that is how we end the first half, with the Governors having 3 chances to score in the final seconds of that first half, but all coming up short. And it is Brandon Valley with a 25-20 lead at the end of the first half. We'll step aside for 3 minutes. Come back with halftime stats. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball on KCCR. You're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Ferding Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Ferding Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Ferding Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Ferding Electric, 224-8684.
At Anderson Rumsa Dental, we want to change the way your family views the dentist. Let us replace your dread of the chair with personal service in a friendly and inviting atmosphere. Using state-of-the-art technology, we offer porcelain crowns completed in 1 day, saving you time and money. Anderson Rumsa Dental, located at 1521 North Harrison Avenue in Pierre. Experience dental procedures performed while you're in a deeply relaxed state, often with no recollection of the time passed. Anderson Rumsa Dental. Call us today at 605-224-6111. That's 605-224-6111. We all have had to fix little things. Loose screw? Get a screwdriver. Nail coming up? Find a hammer. Bolt coming loose? Get some wrenches. Sometimes these little things tend to make us think we can fix big things. Plug drain? Call Allied Plumbing. Water heater leaking? Call Allied Plumbing. Sewer backed up? Trust me, leave it to the professionals and rely on your ally. Call Allied Plumbing. With 75 years of combined experience, it speaks for itself. Allied Plumbing, 494-2001.
South Dakotans, due to the recent flood, hail, and windstorms, many of you have damage and are in need of making repairs. When it comes to making the decision of who to hire to complete the repairs, you should always check with the Department of Revenue to ensure they're licensed to do business in South Dakota. And you should check with Consumer Protection to see if any complaints have been filed against the company. And finally, never sign anything until you read all the details. Rule of thumb, when someone knocks on your door to sell you a product or service, they need to provide you with a 3-day right to cancel. Go to consumersd.gov and look under transient vendors or call 800-300-1986.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
AGE Corporation's Contractors and Crane Service is a proud supporter of Pierre Governor Athletics. For almost 60 years, AGE has been building South Dakota. For all your site work construction and crane work needs this season, AGE is here to help. Give them a call. AGE Corporation and Crane Service, 223-2732. That's 223-2732. AGE, proud supporters of local sports.
As we welcome you back here, the Pierre Governors, they are down on the scoreboard at 25-20 on the American Family Insurance Brady Shufflebine scoreboard. John Winkler alongside Blake Dinos. We welcome you back here. We go through the stats of this first half. And for the Brandon Valley Lynx, who lead it right now, 12 points for Aiden Zerd. 9 of his 12 came in the second quarter. as he leads all scorers with those 12. 4 points for Landon Delaney, 4 for Josh Altoff, 3 for Braden Miller, and 2 for Mac Mayen. And the Brandon Valley Lynx are 1 for 1 from the free throw line so far in the first half. Pierre Governors went to the free throw line 7 times in that first half, went 5 of 7 from the line. They were led by Luke Olson with 8 points. And then you go to 4 points for Jet Zabel, 3 for Dawson Getz, also 2 for Cade Kaiser and Titan Buss, and then 1 for Cooper Twilger. As we talk with Blake here, and Blake in that first half, or especially in the second quarter, Governors, I think right now down by 5 after how those second quarters started. You got to feel pretty good that they're only down by 5 because they didn't make a field goal until halfway through that second quarter. And the fact that they got within 5, had a chance to get within a possession, you got to feel like how they ended the half, but still have a lot to work to get back to tied and take the lead to start this second half.
Yeah, I think you're right. The way that they ended the half was a positive that they can take into the break. They did get a few breaks on the defensive end of some Brandon Valley shots that hit just about every part of the rim but didn't go in. But on the flip side, the fact that they're still in this ball game after being Brandon goes on a 10-0 run to start the second quarter, and the Govs don't get their first field goal until about 3 minutes left in that second quarter. So Govs doing a good job of hanging in there right now, but if they're going to have to crawl out of this 5-point hole here in the second half, preferably right away in the third quarter to make this a competitive ball game again, because Brandon's doing a good job defensively, throwing that zone at the Govs, and the Govs have really struggled to do really much of anything against it. They've had a couple of successful possessions there late, but that really kind of threw them for a loop, just because, like you said, I don't think many of these teams see a primary zone on the defensive side for the majority of the game, at least in terms of another team throwing a defense at you.
Well, the Pierre Governors and the Brandon Valley Lynx, it is a 25-20 lead at the break for Brandon Valley. Across the way, they've got ESPN game day here as the student sections are a couple guys are dressed up in their suits, much better dressed than what we are right now up here in our broadcast booth, but pretty cool to see some the ESPN here for our game.
Yeah, pretty incredible. Hopefully it's on ESPN 8 The Ocho. Cotton McKnight and Pepper Brooks are the two guys on the call down there. Obviously can't see if that's truly the case or not. My vision's not good enough to see who it is, but pretty cool that the student section decided to spice it up, and it looks like they're actually giving a halftime interview right now too.
Well, I was told Nick Bothan and then one of the two Mikkonen twins are the two that are dressed up for the occasion right now.
Sure.
And but the Governors looking to make a statement here on ESPN The Ocho that they need to come back and win this ball game against Brandon Valley, down by 5 at the end of the first half. We'll step aside for 3 minutes. We come back. We've got the second half for you. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball on KCCR. Watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
At AgTegra, we're leveraging the power of the cooperative to benefit our farmers and ranchers, their families, and local communities. We're creating jobs for your neighbors and putting money back into our communities. We're lending a hand in our rural fire departments, food banks, and 4-H and FFA programs. That's what local is all about. When you do business at AgTegra, you help us make a difference in your community. AgTegra, strong, stable, dependable, and local.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the capital city area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the parts you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux Avenue in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your locally owned independent auto parts store, 500 West Sioux in Pierre. Go Govs!
Dr. Nick and Chelsea Redeman at Floss Dentistry in Pierre is family owned and operated. They have modern practice with skill and caring staff. They have same-day availability. Floss Dentistry is located at 603 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre with hours Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5. Give them a call at 605-224-2161 and don't put off that scheduled cleaning any longer. Floss Dentistry, 603 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre, or give Dr. Nick and Chelsea Reneman a call at 605-224-2161.
We all want to be happy, but sometimes that doesn't feel possible. But if you have hope, you have everything. Rising Hope Counseling provides high-quality mental health services with locations across South Dakota. Additionally, by providing telehealth, we ensure South Dakota's rural residents have access to high-quality mental health services. Our team lives and works in your communities, and we understand the unique challenges we face. Schedule an appointment by phone or online today. Rising Hope Counseling, offering hope, healing, and change.
We might not be the largest repair shop in town, but we take pride in what we do. We want to make the experience as painless as possible for you, so we will work with your insurance company on your claim from beginning to the end. Locally owned with 50 years combined in the shop, Wheelhouse Auto Body will take the stress off of you. Wheelhouse Auto Body at 720 North Garfield, or contact them at 605-494-0436, 605-494-0436, or wheelhouseautobody@gmail.com.
This winter, sip on a delicious hot cocoa and lose yourself in the grace of a fresh falling snow before you smash that hot mug on the driveway and join First Dakota to bank some noise for winter sports. Stomp for block shots, holler for match-sealing takedowns, and go berserk for a perfect dismount. Let's give the home team all we've got. Bank some noise with us at First Dakota National Bank. Open a new account online today at firstdakota.com. Member FDIC.
As we welcome you back here, the Pierre Governors, they are down right now to start this third quarter, down 25-20 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. Quick score update on the other side of the, on the eastern side of the state, the Brandon Valley Lynx leading the Pierre Governor girls 27-22. That just started the third quarter as well out in Brandon Valley. Here's Dawson gets for three right off the hop, and the shot is missed, and a foul committed by Miles Doyle on the rebound attempt. And so not the first possession the Governors are open to have, 10 seconds in. A missed three and a foul committed by Doyle.
But it was the play that they drew up, and it was, executed to perfection. All that was needed was the three by Dawson Getz to go down.
This will be Althoff that will catch underneath. The Governors had about three guys around him, but Althoff caught it cleanly, and he's able to easily score his 6th point of the night, and it's a 27-20 lead now for Brandon Valley. Olsen to the right side for Doyle, comes right back over to Olsen. He'll throw it just inside the free throw line for Kate Kaiser. His shot just rolls off the rim. Nearly a travel by Brandon Valley, and as it was Zer that picked up his dribble. Now it'll be Zabel that will throw it off the foot of Althoff. He'll get the steal. The ball never went out of play, and then the Governors turn it right back over as Kaiser can't handle the pass, can't corral it cleanly, and a quick turnover by both teams. 9 turnovers for the Governors, 8 in that first half, of course, and for Brandon Valley, that was their 6th turnover, finishing with 5 in the first half. It is Delaney that will drive on the right side. 1 minute gone by here in the third quarter. Zer underneath for Althoff. Head fakes to his left, turns with the hook shot to his right, and the shot is missed, and Zabel grabs the board. Olsen looks and lobs it over for Zabel at the point. And pass a couple of times deflected and will eventually be picked up by Brandon Valley. And another turnover by the Governors. 10 turnovers now in the ball game. On the left side, it is Zer that will throw it for Althoff. Out top, Knudsen make that going to be Miller. Now it's Delaney for Althoff, spins to his left. His pass goes back out for Miller, pulls up for three, buried it. 30-20, Governors down by 10 as Brayden Miller makes his second three of the day.
Yeah, just really kind of a sloppy start for both teams, and more so for Pierre, I guess, than Brandon, as Kaiser pulls up from about 8 feet and hits the front of the rim, no good. Rebound Althoff, but Brandon's coming out with a lot more fire here in the second half between the two, and that's why they've made this 5-point lead a 10-point lead.
There's a foul committed by Brandon Valley. That will be a turnover by the Lynx as the pass went from Miller over to Zer, and then unable to hold on to it were the Lynx, and a foul will be committed by Knudsen. And the second turnover here in the third quarter by Brandon Valley. The Governors, again, down by 10, 5:50 to go here in the third quarter as Olsen will drive and kick it for Doyle on the left side. Free throw line for Kaiser. Out for Dawson Getz. Right wing for Olsen. Zabel will catch now around the perimeter. Hands back for Olsen as he'll work it back out top near midcourt, right in the P logo at midcourt here at Riggs High School. On the left wing for Getz with the shot clock down to 7. As Zabel throws off the glass, misses the shot, rebounds tipped around off of Brandon Valley, saved by Olsen and eventually picked up by the Lynx. Back the other way for Zur, spin move with the left hand, shot rejected by Kaiser, but got the body along with it, and Kaiser will pick up the foul, and Aiden Zur will step to the free throw line.
Aiden Zur showing you that he is not just a baseball player tonight, John. We see him when Brandon Valley comes to town, typically as a pitcher and a shortstop for the Lynx as he sinks the first free throw there. But game high, 13 points. He's got an opportunity to make it 14, and he's been the offensive difference maker rather than Josh Olthoff, who we kind of expected as the aforementioned Josh Olthoff takes a seat here.
Second free throw here from Zur will miss, and the rebound will be grabbed by the Governors as Kaiser will clear out from the rebound. First free throw missed by Brandon Valley. Zur's got all 3 free throws a shot. He's 2 for 3 from the line as that pass will be tipped and out of play. 31-20, Brandon Valley leads with 5:03 to go here in the third quarter. Their largest lead is 11 as it stands right now. As Olsen, he'll go behind his back, almost lost his balance, will get the pass back again underneath, and then he is fouled as Miller nearly took the ball away, but he'll pick up the foul, his first and the team's second of this third quarter with 4:51 to go, and the fresh 35 upcoming for the Governors.
Again, Pierre coming out cold here, John. They haven't made a field goal yet here in the first 3 minutes.
It is Zabel that will get to the basket and will float it in for his second field goal made. He's now got 6 points, but back the other way. There's a block for Miles Doyle, a huge block for the Governors. Zabel takes it back the other way, floats in the air, pass tipped, and then Dawson Getz will get the pass from Luke Olsen. Governors nearly turn it over. Zabel now will catch underneath, draws the contact, no foul committed, but Zabel gets back-to-back buckets, and the lead's trimmed to 7. Zabel now defending as the turnaround shot is good from Hayden Anderson, his first bucket. He got the separation of just a little bit of a nudge to get Zabel off of him, and the lead's back up to 9 for Brandon Valley. Olsen on the right side for Miles Doyle. It is Olsen back again. Getz will catch inside the zone, steps back and kicks it for Doyle. As he pump fakes, he'll drive in. 2 different players with contact, shots missed, and the rebound's grabbed by Brandon Valley. And the Lynx can get back up to a double-digit lead on this possession. Delaney is able to roll the ball over into the corner for Wells. Goes back to Wells. Now Anderson, he'll turn to his right, kick in the corner. Miller's open for 3, rolls in and out, and Olsen will grab the rebound. Olsen flies down the court, kicks it over for Getz. He'll step to his left, does not pull the trigger on a 3. Now Zabel lost the handle of the ball, another turnover by the Governors. That is their 13th of the ball game. Brandon Valley with Delaney. It is in the corner, kicks it back out. Delaney will catch and will slow the offense down a little bit with 3:13 to go here in the third quarter. Now the pass comes over. That's going to be tipped and intercepted. Back the other way. Another turnover by Brandon Valley. Zabel, a foul will be committed against Brandon Valley. While the Brandon Valley fans are not happy about that one, it is a blocking foul, not so much on the block shot, and it's a foul committed by Brady Wells, and Zabel will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, I think Wells got him with the lower half of the body before he actually got his hand on the ball, because you're right, if they're just calling it on the hand, that was clean, but Wells did get him with the body. Zabel does miss the first free throw, and he'll have another one on the way, but maybe a little bit of redemption there for Wells is, they say ball don't lie in the basketball world, as Zabel misses the first one, so maybe a little bit of ball don't lie there from Brandon Valley.
He goes 0 for 2 on that trip, but the Governors do get the offensive rebound. Kaiser grabbed it. Now they swing it around. Getz will catch in the corner. He's open for 3. That one's too strong, and the rebound's grabbed by Delaney. The lead's still 9 for BV. Into the corner, Anderson, the pass tipped by Althoff to himself. Buss almost got the interception, but just not quite tall enough. And Althoff will pick up the bucket, and a timeout will be taken by Coach Kusler. 35-24, with 2:41 to go here in the third quarter. We will step aside back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball on KCCR. Watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
River Bottom Sanitation, your locally owned waste management company serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre communities. Contact River Bottom Sanitation for your residential and commercial pickups. Now River Bottom Sanitation is your source for all your roll-off needs. River Bottom Sanitation in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Give them a call for pricing at 605-222-1120. River Bottom Sanitation. That's 605-222-1120.
After we're done here tonight, stick around on KCCR as we'll have Blake's favorite team, the Minnesota Timberwolves. They'll be taking on the Memphis Grizzlies. 9 o'clock tip-off. We'll have coverage. It's scheduled to start at 8:30. If we're not done yet, we'll get you out to before the start of the game. But we've got the NBA for you here on KCCR between the Grizzlies and the Timberwolves. What do you think about your Timberwolves so far this season, Blake?
Been a really good year for the Wolves, John. Number 1 seed in the Western Conference right now. Record of 29-11 coming into the ball game tonight. People in the basketball world really like to put a price tag on different players' heads, and of course, the big trade that they made to go get Rudy Gobert from the Utah Jazz a couple of years ago. Everybody thought it was an overpay. The number 1 seed right now in the West would prove otherwise. I'm not saying that he's worth all that they gave up for him, but because I'm a big fan of draft picks, but with the number 1 seed, you love to see that.
Oh, Luke Olson will go up and under with the layup coming out of the timeout. He's got 10 points. What a bucket. Was on the left side, rolled his way around and threw it off the backboard, the English, to get the bucket to make it 35-26.
Yeah, Luke Olson looked like Kobe Bryant right there with the reverse layup that he just put up off the glass and the amount of English that he put on it there.
And it'll be Knutson on the right side. Maybe that will be what the Governors need to get going here a little bit. A little flash and a shot by Olson. As he'll be driving in, Knutson, a lot of contact. The shot was missed, and the rebound's grabbed. Will give it for Olson. Lost the handle of the ball. Drives back on the floor to get it, and then Terwilliger is fouled on the shot by Knutson, fouled by Knutson on the shot, as Terwilliger will go to the free throw line for 2. And I think Brandon Valley fans again were upset about that non-call. The contact was made with Getz going straight up, because again, when you have position, you can jump straight up to the ceiling. That is all yours. That straight line up to the ceiling as Terwilliger misses the first free throw. But while Getz swatted at it, he didn't hit anything and never went forward, and that's probably why the foul wasn't called.
Yeah, and to your point, John, is Terwilliger goes 0 for 2 from the free throw line on that trip. I'm sure they're not only on top of that, they're probably still upset from the foul call that they had on Brady Wells on Jet Zabel on the other end of the floor.
90 seconds to go in the third quarter. Turnaround shot will fall off the rim and in, as that was taken by Hayden Anderson, who's had a strong third quarter. He's now got 4, and with 1:20 to go in this third quarter, the Govs are down by 11 again, as Kaiser will feed it for Getz. Getz will drive, kick it for Buss in the right wing. His pass for Olson. Thought about pulling up for a 3. Now Terwilliger hands back off for Olson. He'll drive in with the right hand, the left side. The finger roll is good for Luke Olson. He's now got 12. The lead again is trimmed back to 9.
Yeah, something to keep an eye on too, John. Cooper Terwilliger is going to have to get heavy minutes as they dump the ball down inside to Olthoff. Terwilliger fouls him, picks up his second. Something to keep an eye on is during the last timeout, I did see Jet Zabel head with Casey Michelson back to the training room. So Cooper Terwilliger is probably going to get some heavy minutes here in this third quarter and maybe the fourth as well.
That pass is going to be tipped. It's going to go in the backcourt. So it's grabbed by Anderson. There is no backcourt. Pass over, wide open for 3, taking it and just falling off. Rebounds grabbed, the put shot is good, and a foul committed. Delaney will go to the line, a chance for a 3-point play. Wells missed the 3. Delaney got the offensive board. And a foul committed by Terwilliger, who now picks up his 3rd. And as you mentioned, too, minutes going to be heavy for Terwilliger, but he's also got to stay out of foul trouble here with only 41 seconds to go in the third quarter. And the lead's back up to 11. Now make it 12 with a free throw good from Delaney.
And Zabel is back on the bench now, John. He's not made his way over to the scorer's table yet. I'm guessing he will do so maybe right at the beginning of the fourth quarter.
Here is Luke Olson for the Governors, down by 12. 30 seconds to go here in quarter number 3. 6 seconds difference between shot clock and game clock. That'll be off of the Governors' last. Another turnover with 25.8 to go. That is their 14th turnover of the ball game. Make that the 12th turnover of the ball game. 4 turnovers in each of the 3 quarters for the Governors. 25.8 remaining here in quarter number 3. 40-28, Governors down by 12. Brandon Valley with the ball. Shot clock turned off. Althoff at the top of the key. Goes it left side. There's a 3 up from Miller, buried by Braden Miller. His 3rd 3 of the ball game. The lead's 15 for Brandon Valley. 5 seconds to go here in the quarter. Olson will step around, down to 2 seconds. He'll drive in, kick it for Twilliger. The baseline jumper will fall off, and the Governors have a lot of work in front of them in this fourth quarter. Outscored in the quarter by 18-8 in that third quarter to go down by 15 to start the fourth. Back in a minute with the fourth quarter. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball on KCCR. Watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back. The sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good, solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebind Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up all online. New or used, shop for it all online anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
So we welcome you back here to start the fourth quarter. The Pierre Governors, again, the work is cut out for them. Down 43-28 as we open up this fourth quarter. John Wickler alongside Blake Dean with Jen Hanna back at the station. Underneath for Althoff, high off the glass, too strong with the shot. It's missed, and the rebound's grabbed by the Governors. Miles Doyle works it up ahead for Luke Olson. Like that, working it back for Olson. Now Zabel, who's back in the game, hands off for Olson. He'll drive the left side. Lost the handle of the ball. Another turnover by the Governors. Live pass up ahead for Aiden Zur. He'll try and go up and under. He hits the ground hard. The ball will come out of play, and it will be off of the Governors and stays with Brandon Valley. It's good to see Aiden Zur get back up as quick as he did, because that was a hard spill that he had right underneath the basket. Now the referees are talking about something with 7:30 to go. They are going to have a fresh shot clock. The ball on the shot by Zur did hit the bottom of the rim. Had no chance of going in, but it did hit the rim. As Althoff will turn on the inbound pass, and then we get a foul committed against Brandon Valley on the rebound on the missed shot.
Yeah, that one's going to go against Anderson. He hit Zabel on the way up. Zabel is back in the ball game. For those of you that were curious, he did check back into the ball game right at the start of the fourth quarter, and the Govs will need him down the stretch here.
Kaiser just inside the three-point arc, missed the shot too strong with that. Althoff with the rebound. Zur bounce pass for Anderson. His turnaround shot is missed. We get a tie-up and a jump ball that will be in favor of the Governors. And with 7:09 to go here in the fourth quarter, and again, the Governors are down by 15. So now you look at this and try to cut this in half. It's going to be much tougher, but you can't have empty possessions, and you really want this lead to be cut down to 8 by the time we get to the 4-minute mark, maybe 7 by the time we get to the 4-minute mark of this fourth quarter.
Yep. Both the second and the third quarter, John, the Govs really started off slow. You need to pick it up here to start this fourth quarter if you want a chance to stay in this ball game.
Gets underneath for Doyle on the baseline, back out, sun is shining. That shot is blocked, and then Zur went between his legs, lost the ball back to Olson. His shot is good from underneath the basket. A little baby hook for Luke Olson, and a huge bucket for the Governors after that missed three. It is now Zur, though, that will look to answer. That rolls in and out. The Governors with the rebound. Anderson is on the floor back the other way. He's slow to get back up, but it's now Zabel. The Governors 5-on-4. They don't take advantage of it. Zabel drives in. That tough shot will bounce off the rim, and Anderson, who had fallen down the last time, will end up being with the rebound, although it's a jump ball, and it will stay with Brandon Valley with 6:15 to go.
Yeah, just Gov's got to do a better job of recognizing that they have numbers when a Brandon Valley player's down on the floor. Somebody's open. Nobody recognized it, and Brandon got away with one there. Possession arrow on that jump ball was in favor of the Lynx, so they get the ball back here with 6:08 to go.
So now it's Mayen out to the top here for Althoff. Right side for Zur, who's got the game high 13 points, make them the team high. Olsen's now got 14 for the game high. As Mayen will drive in with the left hand, miss the shot. Sunshine trying to draw the charge. There was no call on either side of it. And now Olsen, he'll drive in. Nice dish off for Getz, who got to the rim. Put it at the rim to get the shot to fall. And a timeout taken by Coach Kusler with 5:42 to go. And the Governors, I think over the 2 minutes of this fourth quarter, did what they need to do right now. Got the lead. They trimmed it within 4 points of that to make it an 11-point game. Trim it another 4 points by the time we get to the 4-minute mark. Going to keep trying to trim it by 4 points every 2 minutes, and you're back in this ball game here by the time this fourth quarter comes to an end.
Yeah, scores and stops are the name of the game right now, John. Just continuing to put the pressure on Brandon Valley. As of right now, the Lynx have not scored in the fourth quarter. I don't believe. Well, they did score right away. Maybe they haven't. They have not yet. Okay, so Govs have gotten a couple of buckets here to start the fourth quarter. You got a 4-0 lead here in the quarter. Continue to get the scores and stops that you need to. Although I will say that the Govs have not scored over 10 points in a quarter yet in this ball game. So if they can continue to hold Brandon to, very minimal opportunities, and it looks like they're going to put on a full court press here, they'll have a chance to claw their way back into this ball game.
This will be Zur across midcourt for Knudsen. Mayen now, his pass out top. Brandon Valley not necessarily trying to play keep away, but got themselves a chance to set the offense up, and then Dawson Gessel will get called for the foul as he was in the way of Mayen trying to cut towards the corner, and Gessel will get called for a hold. His second foul. And right now, Cooper Twilliger, the only Governor with any minimal foul trouble. He's got 3 fouls. Everybody else with 2 or less, with 5:27 to go in the fourth quarter. Fresh 35 for Brandon Valley. Knudsen will throw it for Althoff. He got double teamed. He finds the open man on a skip pass, and the pass is off the hands of Aiden Zur, and a turnover by Brandon Valley, as they've now turned the ball over 11 times here, make that 9 times here tonight.
And Brandon Valley winning the turnover battle as well, John. And they've really outperformed the Govs just about every category thus far. Let's see if the Govs can turn it around here in the last 5 minutes of ball game.
Bus forgets. Now right side, Olsen in the corner. Sunshine pulls up for 3. That one's offline. Rebound's tipped around. Sunshine will grab it, kicks it for Bus. That one's just inside the 3-point arc. That jumper is missed, and the rebound will be grabbed by Brandon Valley, and Zabel will pick up his second foul, trying to tie it up, but it will be for Brandon Valley with 4:55 to go here in the fourth quarter. Still no points from Brandon Valley in this fourth. However, the Governors have only been able to score 4 points. We're 3 minutes gone by in this fourth quarter. It is Althoff into the corner for Anderson. Back out top. Working left side for Delaney. That pass nearly intercepted by Sunshine. Now it goes underneath for Anderson. Guarded by Getz. Out to the free throw line for Althoff, who banks it in. And a timeout taken by Coach Nelson. He'll take a full timeout as Althoff will pick up his 10th point. 45-32 with 4:34 to go here in the fourth quarter. Back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball on KCCR. Watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
So it is a 45-32 lead on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schiffelbein scoreboard with 4:34 to go in the fourth quarter. John Wickler alongside Blake Dinas. You're listening to KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station. Blake, time is of the essence now, and you mentioned it too. The name of the game is stops and scores, and the Governors, that becomes even more and more important, or even sped up a little bit more with now only 4.5 to go.
Yeah, and I think you got to get your 3-point unit on the floor right now, John. Tyan Buss is out there, Luke Olson's out there, Dawson Getz is out there, Sun and Shine's on the bench. You do have Kaiser and Zabel out there as well, but those are the guys that are going to probably be putting up some shots. Those first three that I mentioned, if the Govs are going to claw their way back into it.
Olson, skip pass for Buss. He'll drive in, kick it back for Olson. He'll pull up for three. That's one of those threes that you need. Olson's got his second three of the night. The only Governor with the three-point basket. I was just about to mention, they've only got one so far in this game, and the lead's trimmed to 10, 45-35. Delaney here for the Lynx. 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Governors are down by 10, trying to climb their way back in this game. Delaney works to the left side, looking inside for Althoff. He'll throw it down on that left block. Althoff got all the way around. It's not too easy for him, but he makes it look like it's too easy for him. 47-35. Good defense by Zabel, but Althoff just better offensively. It is Buss. He is fouled with a pass underneath. And I say that too because you can play perfect defense and guys are still going to score on you. And that was a case of it, that Althoff, you just can't do anything else to try and stop him on that possession.
Yeah, and he's had a couple of possessions here in the last couple of minutes that, he just looks like he's going to go play basketball at the next level. That was one of them. The other one was that free throw line jump shot. Is Zabel
knocks out a three. Not one that you, after taking that potential game-winning three last week against Winter, I think he likes that shot from beyond the arc. Here's a three from Zer to try and answer. Rebound, a foul committed by Brandon Valley. Governors have trimmed it to 9 with 3:08 to go. This is a big possession here coming up for the Governors.
Yeah, Anderson gets called for the foul. It's his third. Looked like maybe on the rebound there, but you're absolutely right. This is a huge possession here for Pierre if they want to claw their way back into it. Down 9 with 3:04 to go.
It is Luke Olson for Zabel again. And Althoff has got to step out on Zabel, so now a spin move. Hands off for Kaiser, leads it in to make it 47-40. Governors a pull within 7 with 2:50 to go.
Don't look now. Don't let the Govs get hot, as Coach Steve Gray likes to say on the baseball field. Govs are getting hot shooting it right now, too.
Anderson, he'll stop the run that the Governors were on. He gets his 6th point of the night. Makes it a 9-point game again. 49-40. Pass from Zabel, tipped. It's off and on the line. So it goes out of play off of Brandon Valley with 2:29 to go.
Sub in for Brandon. Anderson will check out. Knudsen will check back in. Link's going to go small here in the last, at least for this defensive possession.
Zabel will catch on the left corner. He'll kick it out for Olson. Now Getz will catch in the corner for 3. That's knocked in. Dawson Getz his first 3 of the night. The lead's down to 6, 49-43 with 2:15 to go in the quarter. That pass is tipped. Althoff, though, will catch. He'll spin on his left, kick in the corner. Swing pass over. Miller did catch it cleanly, so he couldn't get the shot away. The pass is deflected. Also with a steal, and then he is tripped up with 2:02 to go. And the Governors can, with a 3, can pull within a possession. That is the 4th team foul, by the way. Landon Delaney picks up his 2nd. 2:02 remaining. And a timeout will be taken by Coach Nelson as the Lynx turn the ball over for the 3rd time in this quarter. 2:02 to go. We'll keep it here on KCCR. Now all of a sudden, the stops and scores aren't as, you still want the stops and scores. That's the name of the entire basketball game in total, but it's not as important that every trip is a bucket and a stop, because you're within 2 possessions right now with only 2:02 to go.
Yeah, and but 2 possessions, those 2 possessions being 2 3-point shots. So again, if you're going to get within 2 possessions, it's either a 2 or 3 possession ball game, whichever way you swing it. But regardless, if you're going to make it a 2 possession game, you got to get the ball in your hands of your 3-point shooters. Otherwise, just dump it down to Jet Zabel and let him work against Olthoff. Olthoff does only have 2 fouls, but the Govs have done it not just on the back of one guy. They've spread it out in this quarter. Olsen's got 5 in the quarter. Zabel's got 3. Kaiser's got 2, and Getz has 5 as well.
Zabel will catch the inbound pass out top. Now Getz a long-range 3. That one's just offline with a flying rebound by Kaiser. And he'll drive on the baseline. Kicks it for Zabel. The pass, though, is tipped and it's intercepted. And the turnover by the Governors. Only their second turnover.
Big-time steal there by the Lynx and Landon Delaney.
Second turnover that quarter by the Governors. 1:35 to go. Now it's very important to get a stop on this defensive possession here. As it is Olthoff out for Miller for 3. That one's offline. Rebound, though, committed or taken by Brandon Valley. Shot is good and a foul. And a big shot by Olthoff. Foul committed by the Governors. The lead's back up to 8 with 1:26 to go. Kaiser picks up his second. And a huge offensive rebound, the difference in that possession.
Yep, Josh Olthoff doing Josh Olthoff things. And like you said, big offensive rebound there by Brandon Valley. They get the ball into the hands of their big man, and he does the rest. Makes it a 3-possession play there. He's got now 7 in the quarter. 7 of Brandon's 9 in this quarter thus far. Makes it a 9-point game with about 80, I'm trying to do mental math here. 83 seconds left go. Yep.
Timeout was taken by Coach Brandon Kusler. Yeah, Cape Jerome math's not so bad now.
Yeah, all right, whatever. That's pure TF Riggs High School mental math for you.
It is timeout taken by Coach Brandon Kusler. Governors are down by 9. It's still a 3-possession game, but again, with 1:23 to go, this becomes all important for the Governors to try and pick up some stops. They need buckets. Now, 3 doesn't have to be the case, but you're starting to run out of time, and with the 9-point game, the 3 starts to become a little bit more of a factor. And as you mentioned, too, a lot of times these guys that are going to be on the floor, especially with Olsen and Getz, Kaiser can knock down a 3 here and there, but you look at Olsen and Getz right now on the floor, they are going to be the 2 guys that need to knock down some shots for the Governors from beyond the arc.
Yeah. Getz had a good look on the last possession, just a little bit too much of a line drive there, and rebound and ends up in the hands of Cade Kaiser. But the Govs do turn it over on that possession. A little bit too much dribbling, not enough creation there. Not a quick shot creation. They tried to create a shot, took a lot of time off the clock, and ended up in the hands of Brandon Valley. But you're absolutely right. It's going to be on the back of Olsen and Getz if the Govs are going to get back into this ball game.
It is Dawson Getz now with it here for the Governors. Down to 1:17 to go in the fourth quarter. It's still a 9-point game. As Olsen will drive, kicks it over for Getz. He thought about a 3, but couldn't pull the trigger. Now Olsen again with it. As Olsen trying to find his way free. Zabel will start to drive. The Governors can't get a clean shot off. Lob back out for Olsen. The Governors taking a lot of time off this possession as Olsen will lay it off the glass. It didn't even hit the glass. Back iron it in for Luke Olsen to make it 52-45, a 7-point game. Pass half court. Timeout taken by Brandon Valley with 50.2 to go. And it is a timeout for the Brandon Valley Lynx. A 7-point game. Now again, this is, if you're the Governors and you try and get a defensive stop, now you got to foul 2 more times to get Brandon Valley to the free throw line. But if you try and play this shot clock out, you have to get a stop.
Yep.
A made bucket almost secures the win for Brandon Valley. It's not so much that you have to foul, but you're really cutting your time short if you don't get a stop and the shot clock goes all the way down.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And honestly, I thought that last defensive possession, despite Luke Olsen making that floater, that's a win for Brandon Valley because you take 20 seconds off of the game clock. on that defensive possession. You make Pierre pass it around a few times, trying to get a clean look. Even though they do make it and force it to be a 7-point ball game, that's a win for Brandon in that on that defensive possession. And then they go down on the other end of the floor and pick up a foul with 50.2 to go, and their ball. Things are looking a little bit bleak for the Govs right now, but they've still got time. There's still hope. Until those clocks hit triple zeros, there's always a chance.
So it will be Aiden Zur that will inbound here for Brandon Valley. He's got to find somebody to inbound the ball too. He does for Knutson, and then Dawson Getz will foul. And at this point now, that is Dawson Getz who will pick up his third foul. You've committed that foul with 47.1 to go, and so now you're committing that you are going to foul and put Brandon Valley to the free throw line.
Unless you can pick up a steal.
And this inbound pass will go in the backcourt. Kate Kaiser into the front court for Landon Delaney. Governors still have not fouled yet. And now Althoff will catch, and it will be Olsen that will go to foul with 39 seconds remaining. That is Olsen's second. And they put Althoff, who is 1 for 1 from the line. And overall, Brandon Valley shooting 4 of 5 from the free throw line with now 39 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. They need misses to the Pierre Governors. First free throw here from Althoff. That doesn't help him. He makes it. 53-48. An 8-point advantage on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard.
And I think Kaiser was looking to foul Delaney in the backcourt earlier. Just didn't quite get enough of him, and then they dumped it down to Althoff as he sinks the second one to make it a 9-point ball game again. And they dump the ball down to Althoff, who's probably one of their better free throw shooters, and he's able to put it in as Luke Olsen sprints the length of the floor, spins on the baseline and puts in a right-handed layup with 31.7 to go. Timeout, Coach Kuzler. Olsen's got game high 21 of the Governor 47.
So now with 31.7 to go, and again, as mentioned too, that the shot clock turned off, you're down by 7. You got to get a steal on the inbound and immediately foul. If you don't get it, you got to hope that free throws are missed by Brandon Valley, because especially right there where Olsen drove the basket, you got to have points, but you're trading 2 for 2 is not going to get you back, not going to get you caught back up. And even if you start making 3 and Brandon Valley is making their free throws down the other way, you're still going to have something go your way, because you're not going to be able to catch 7 possessions to get back into this game. Down by 7 right now, 54-47.
Yeah, you got to hope that you foul the right guy and make him miss free throws and try to get back into the ball game. But it's going to be done off the back of made baskets, preferably threes, and missed free throws on the other end, or a steal. A steal would be huge for the Govs right now as well.
So 31.7 to go. It will be coming out of the timeouts. Brandon Valley will inbound, and they won't have to go the length of the court. They just have to inbound the ball and get across midcourt. The Governors probably don't even want to try and get a 10-second violation. As Zur will inbound, he can run the baseline. He'll inbound it over. The foul committed by Doyle with 30.1 to go. And so now to the free throw line the other way will be Braden Miller, as Doyle picks up his second. Miller has not shot a free throw yet. He's got 3 threes in the ball game for 9 points. And again, a reminder, here in about 15 minutes or so, we'll get you out to Minnesota, Minneapolis area for the Timberwolves and the Grizzlies. The NBA here on KCCR as the first free throw is made, 55-47. An 8-point lead again with 30.1 to go here in the fourth quarter. 13 points. Well, I got Miller for just his 10th. He only had...
I also only have Miller for 10.
So there's a free throw miss, but a rebound grab by Brandon Valley. Doyle will foul again with 24 seconds to go. I think they gave Aiden Zur the point. Well, they did put it up there for Miller, excuse me. And now it will be Miller make that Knutson to the free throw line. His first free throw attempt as Doyle picks up his third foul. 24.7 to go. First free throw is good for Knutson. The lead's up to 9, 56-47. Governors will be off until next Tuesday when they take on Aberdeen Central. Second free throw is good to make it 57-47. With a 10-point game with about 20 seconds to go. Not much time left. Governors need a three by Olson. That one rolls off the rim. The rebound is grabbed, and it will be the Governors that will now foul as Zer will take it across midcourt and will let the time run out. So Brandon Valley, who had almost not played for 2 full weeks, they were off since January 6th, come in here and knock off the Pierre Governors, winning 57-47, and it moved to 4-3 on the season. The Pierre Governors fall to 7-4. We've got your stats, final total coming up here in 3 minutes with the post-game show after this. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball on KCCR, watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Look, it's no secret that owning a vehicle can cause a lot of stress, and they get a lot of wear and tear on them through the extreme seasons we've grown to love. Graham Tire wants you to know that you can trust them with any problem that you have with your vehicle. Their ASE certified mechanics can make your AC cool again, or even just change your oil. They can look into and fix those noises that seem to come from nowhere and have you stressed out. Bring your car to Graham Tire so they can put your mind at ease. Graham Tire, your tire store next door.
We can look back at the game and see how we came to our position. This is Pastor Sam from Faith Lutheran Church. We can also look back at our lives and see how we got to where we are today. If you're in a tough spot or if things are going great, I encourage you to try this approach. Call a timeout. Get some advice from the best possible coach, from your loving God. Join us at Faith Lutheran Church for worship, where you'll hear God's plan for the game.
We're Faith Lutheran and we are glad you're here.
Wondering what to do with the pitted and rutted drive? B&B Equipment will get you covered. Wanting to put something down the ground? B&B Equipment will put a hole in your project. Need to even up that property? B&B Equipment can fill that need. B&B Equipment can deliver all your gravel and material needs. B&B Equipment is here for all your excavation needs. Contact B&B Equipment, 224-6727. A contractor here for you. That's B&B Equipment, 224-6727.
As we welcome you back here and in the post-game show, the Pierre Governors, they fall to Brandon Valley tonight 57-47 as we go through the scoring totals. Real quick, as the Governors were led with the game-high 21 points by Luke Olson, who had 9 of his 21 in the fourth quarter. 11 for Jed Zabel, the 2 in the double figures for the Governors. 6 points for Dawson Getz. 3 6 points for Dawson Getz. 6 points for Cade Kaiser. 2 for Ty and Bus, and a 1 for 4 night from the free throw line for Cooper Twilger. Governors shot 5 of 11 from the free throw line, and they turned the ball over 14 times in total. Make that 11 times in total for the night between Pierre and Brandon Valley. For the Brandon Valley Lynx, they were victorious with 17 points by Josh Altoff, who had 9 of his 17 in the fourth quarter. 10 points, make that 13 points for Aiden Zur, and 10 for Braden Miller, 3 guys in double figures. 7 for Landon Delaney, 6 for Hayden Anderson, and then 2 points apiece for Briggs Knudsen and Mac Mayan, as they shot 9 of 11 from the free throw line, and one of their 2 free throws, as they went 6 of 7 in the fourth quarter, they got the offensive rebound off the missed free throw. So overall, you can basically say 9 for 10 for for Brandon Valley, and it didn't win them the ball game, but boy, if they go 50%, we're talking about a different fourth quarter than what it was, and give credit to Brandon Valley, who had not played in almost 2 weeks. They're sitting at 3-3. This was a big win for them just to get back in the swing of things, not only beating a good team, but get back in the swing of things. So you got to give a lot of credit for them for the win tonight.
Yeah, you really do, and you're absolutely right that the free throw shooting was a big difference in the game. Like you said, 5 of 11 for the Govs, and Brandon Valley goes 9 of 10, I believe is what you said, correct? 9 of 10.
Yeah, 9 of 11.
9 of 11.
Yeah, but 9 of 10. Yeah.
Basically 9 of 10 with the offensive rebound. And by the way, what a huge rebound that was by Landon Delaney, coming into just flying in late in the game to basically wrap this one up for the Lynx. But that's a difference in the ball game, free throw shooting. The other one is turnovers. I kind of kept a running total. I don't necessarily have them all added up right here in front of me. But the Govs definitely had more turnovers than Brandon Valley did. I'll let you, if you're adding them up right now, but that's when you have the exact numbers, let me know.
Well, 14 for, I messed up a couple times, 14 for Pierre and 10 for Brandon Valley.
Okay, but regardless, 4 turnover differential between the two sides. And, in all reality, John, Pierre kind of looked like the team that didn't play for 2 weeks between these two sides. I mean, Brandon came out and they didn't look like they'd missed a beat. They looked like they played, a couple nights ago, Tuesday night, and the Govs, especially really in that middle half of the ball game, second and third quarter, where the majority of their turnovers came. The Govs played really well in the fourth quarter, but the middle half of that ball game, second and third, where the majority of those turnovers came, they looked like the team that still was needing to get their feet under them and get rolling here. And Brandon, even though they didn't have, I think they had 18 points in the third and 16 in the second, but they looked like the well-oiled machine in the middle half of that ball game, and the second quarter and third quarter were the difference in this basketball game, on top of the free throw shooting and turnovers.
Well, and unfortunately, it's a bad night for the Governors overall, because Brandon Valley girls pick up a win over Pierre 50-46. So the Govs fall to 7-3 on the girls' side. The boys are now 7-4 on the season, and they will be off until Tuesday, when they both take on Aberdeen Central. We'll have a game on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. But overall, this Governor team, it's an unfortunate loss to go to 7-4, but you liked where they were sitting at coming into this game. You hope that Brandon Valley starts to win a lot more games too. They don't flirt with the 500 record to give the Governors a little bit better of a chance, or better seed points on the win. But overall, this is a learning step for the Governors to get ready for Tuesday. And the stretch run coming up in the first of the month is going to be a dogfight, because when you look at the standings right now, especially on the boys' side, there's not a lot of separation from number 1 through number 10. I mean, there is a lot of really good teams, but there is a lot of them. It's not going to be two clear favorites than everybody else. It is up for grabs for anybody to have a home Sodak 16 game.
Yeah, you're right. And that was what I was going to mention too, was, Pierre comes into this game at 7-3, and they're sitting at the 7 seed right now. Brandon comes into this game 3-3, and as of right now, they're the 11th seed overall in the Sodak 16 standings. And Brandon comes out and gets a 10-point win against Pierre, 11-7 right now in the standings. And in all reality, that there's really not a whole lot of difference between 11 and 7 right now. You look at the records overall of the teams ahead of Pierre coming into tonight. O'Gorman, Washington, and Lincoln all 5-3. Pierre beat Lincoln earlier this year at home. You look at the top 3 teams. Your 3 and your 2 seeds have 2 losses in Roosevelt and Harrisburg. And Roosevelt, one of Roosevelt's losses was to this Brandon Valley squad. So, there's really not a whole lot of whole lot of difference between all of these schools, like you said, John, in terms of, the 11 seed can beat the 3 seed on any given night. They've already proven to have done that. The 11 seed goes on the road and beats the 7 here tonight, but there really is, despite what the point differential tells you, there's really not a whole lot of separation between the top from about 2 or 3 down through about 11 or 12. Really, the only the schools that stand out as of right now are Mitchell and Harrisburg, both only having 1 loss against South Dakota competition. Mitchell losing to Harrisburg losing to Roosevelt, but then Roosevelt's lost to Brandon Valley. So you can continue to go on down the line, but all of these teams, there's a lot of parity in AA basketball is what it comes down to at the end of the day, and you saw it on full display tonight with a Brandon Valley team that hasn't played in 2 weeks coming on the road to Pierre and beating the Govs by 10 on the road.
And the Governors, again, they will be at home. The Governor boys will be at home on Tuesday against Aberdeen Central. That's the 7 o'clock tip-off. We'll have coverage right here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports with the coverage at around 6:30, and tip-off at 7 o'clock. We're going to get you to Minneapolis here in just a moment. We'll try and get you all the way up to 8:30 before we let you go and get out for the Timberwolves and the Grizzlies. But again, the Governor boys and girls both fall tonight. The Governor boys fall 57-47 here at home, and the Governor girls fall 50-46 to the Brandon Valley Lynx. And want to mention too that didn't get a chance to talk, between you and me off the air, Blake. But I think we're going to go with Aiden Zer being our player of the game. He had 13 points, didn't have the team high, but his second quarter, scoring 9 of his 13 points in that second quarter, was a catalyst for them to pick up a win. And without Zer's performance in the second quarter, it might be a different look. The Governors might get a win. So I think you can agree, hopefully you agree with me, that Aiden Zer will be our player of the game.
Yeah, I think it came down to 2 guys if you're looking at the Brandon side. Aiden Zer and Josh Olthoff being the 2 guys that you look at. Josh Olthoff with an explosive fourth quarter, ends up scoring 9 of his 17 points in the fourth. But Aiden Zer's big stretch in the second, where, like you said, he had 9 of his 13. 6'10", or the 6'2" junior. Man, it feels like this kid's been around for forever. The fact that he's a junior is just shocking because we've seen him on the baseball field for what feels like the past 3 years at least, and he'll, I guess, be around for at least another 2, pitching, being Brandon's number 1 on the mound, and as well as their shortstop on days where he's not pitching. But a big performance tonight by Aiden Zer, especially in that second quarter. I think well deserving of the player of the game, because that was really the quarter where Brandon got to extend the lead in this ball game and really kind of create enough separation between these 2 sides that, regardless of how well Pierre played in the fourth quarter, it was over by really the end of quarter number 3, in large part in thanks due to Aiden Zer. So well deserving of player of the game for sure.
Well, the Pierre Governors, they fall here at here tonight to the Brandon Valley Lynx 57-47. As we'll wrap things up here, we'll forego the outro from our game and get you out to Minneapolis here in the next 20 seconds. We want to say thanks to Jen Hanna back at the station.
For John Winkler's 3rd favorite broadcaster to your right.
Yeah, right. For Blake Dean and John Winkler here, we will sign off. The Pierre Governors fall tonight 57-47 to Brandon Valley. Let's get you out to Minneapolis for the Timberwolves and the Grizzlies, as you've been listening to Pierre Governor Basketball here on KCCR, as the Govs fall 57-47.
3 weeks away.